Hi everyone, good afternoon. Welcome to today's webinar, The Home Contractor's Ultimate Guide to Google My Business. I'm really glad to be here today. My name is Michelle Letman and I have Steve here as well to help me out by answering any of your questions throughout the webinar. We are really excited to have Jeff presenting today. He's got a revamped presentation for you all and we can't wait to see it. But before we get started, I wanted to ask you, what is one thing that you are looking forward to learning today? Go ahead and write your answer in the question box. If you're looking for it, it's located in the webinar control panel on the right-hand side of your screen. If you take a look at the screen, our agenda for the talk is up there, and after Jeff is done with his presentation, we'll move into the Q&A session, and then we will be awarding a Google Home Mini to one lucky attendee. So without further ado, I am going to pass it on over to Jeff.
Thanks, Michelle, and thanks everyone for joining. I'm really excited to present on this topic. It's free. It's incredibly effective for your online visibility, and if you get to this before your competitors, it's certainly a competitive differentiator. So let's dive right in. So Google My Business, what is it, and how is it important to you? In a phrase that I like to use is that it's your digital anchor on the internet, and so it's an important element of other elements that make up your digital footprint. We'll get into that phrase and talk about different elements of your digital footprint, but as a foundational element, your Google My Business listing is like a digital anchor, very important to Google, very important to you. It allows you to control the information that someone finds when they're searching, and so why not? Why not get your hands on this, control it, so that you're absolutely sure you're displaying the right information as it relates to your business name, where you're located, hours, and so on. And so you may be thinking, all right, if you don't have your hands on your Google My Business listing already, do I have a Google My Business listing? And most likely you do. And so it's a matter of claiming it and then going on to controlling it. And we're not going to focus on that particular process, but if you visit google.com/business, there are some simple steps to take you through the claim as well as to create a business listing process. So what we're going to focus on for this hour is just what it is and how to get the most out of it. So why is it important? This is a good place to start to understand why you'd want to take your time and get into the tools that Google provides you. And by understanding why it's so important, you'll be able to better spend your time, and it's important where to focus your efforts, because there are so many things out there as it relates to your online visibility. Where should you focus? This is certainly the place where you should start. And so to set the table from that standpoint, why exactly is it important to you? And we mentioned that it's the digital anchor of your business online, according to Google. But the other thing to understand is that most searches are on Google. No surprise there, that's pretty common knowledge. But did you know that most searches are from mobile devices? This just happened within the past couple of months, where searches on mobile surpassed searches on laptop and desktop. And then the thing about mobile searches is that most of them have local intent, because somebody is searching based on where they physically are, and they generally want to go or know something. So most mobile searches have local intent. The other very interesting thing about mobile searches, the local intent, is also the growth rate of this local search on mobile devices. And so just this week, Google announced that local search on mobile devices is growing faster than mobile search overall at a 50% year-over-year rate. And so congratulations, as a local business, you are in the crosshairs of search on Google, and that's why Google thinks you are important, because Google's customers, those searching on mobile devices, are looking for you. And so that's why listening to this presentation is definitely worthwhile, and you're going to take away some very important things that you can implement today on your Google My Business listing. And Google has been adding these new features at an unprecedented rate. So we're going to get into that and show you what's new. So also as a table setting aspect of this presentation, let's step back and look at a search results page and what the different links are, what the different link types are. And I'm going to use an example, a client of mine, Hinkle Roofing out of Birmingham, Alabama, and a brand name search for Hinkle Roofing. And I have highlighted different parts of the search results page. And so working our way from the top, we've got the area of where you can buy your way into the search results page. So you can purchase spot number 1 on the page. Further below, you've got what are called your traditional organic links. And this is based on you having a good website. It employs best practices. It can be seen by Google. And so you've got these links to your website in a robust link set like we've got highlighted here in that first column. And then on the right side is what we're talking about today. So it's called a knowledge panel that's associated with Hinkle Roofing information. Most of the information in that knowledge panel is powered by a Google My Business listing, so you can see how important it is that your Google My Business listing is claimed by you, is controlled by you, and is actively managed by you. Because it's such a huge amount of real estate, why would you not? And in this example, Hinkle Roofing is dominating the search results page for a brand name search across advertising, across traditional organic links, and across their Google My Business listing. And how do you get these links? So obviously, with your website, you're earning those links because you are investing in just standing up a website, managing a website, getting good content on that website. Google rewards you with links on a search results page. So you earn those links as opposed to up at the top, you pay for that space. Also an effective tactic to get in there on that search results page. And then over on the right, with the knowledge panel powered by your Google My Business listing, this is something that Google is giving to you if you follow the rules. The rules are pretty basic, but what you want to do is, again, start with claiming it, managing it, and then taking advantage of these free offerings that Google's providing through your Google My Business listing. And so now let's contrast that, still looking at the search results page and the different elements of a search results page, but in the context of a keyword search. So it's not a branded search, but a keyword search. You'll see here again how Google is displaying a business's information and how you get this placement. And so what I've highlighted here is what's called the map pack. So if somebody's searching for a roofer in the Birmingham, Alabama area, what's going to pop up in this local map pack is the first 3 businesses that Google believes are good results to its customer, the person searching for a roofer in the Birmingham, Alabama area. And so the first 3 are what Google considers the best businesses to list. And then below that is the traditional organic link. So again, these are the earned type of links and placement because Hinkle Roofing has not paid for this. It's just a matter of best practices across your website, across your Google My Business listing, across other elements of your digital footprint. And to drill down a little bit deeper, you earn this space from, at a high level, 3 main ways: from a quality standpoint, from a proximity standpoint, and from a relevance standpoint. So let me step through each of these. So from a quality standpoint, it goes to the information about your business. Is it accurate? Is it consistent? If so, Google gives you points. Proximity as it relates to the search phrase. So we're seeing 3 roofers that are physically in Birmingham, Alabama. And so Google is going to serve up results based on its customer, the searcher, and where they're searching from. And then relevance. Are these businesses actual roofers? And so in a nutshell, those are the 3 main factors that drive placement. So as a business owner, what should you do? So first and foremost, you should take advantage of these Google tools and understand what best practices are today. You should be aware of how Google works, and I've spoken to that a bit. We'll also touch upon it throughout this presentation. And then number 3, be aware of how Google is evolving. And that's another key element of this presentation because what was an important factor in how you ranked yesterday, last year, 5 years ago, is very different than today, and it's based on how Google is evolving. So important to understand this. And so with that, let's kind of get into these tools and how you can get your hands on these new features and functionality of Google My Business and implement them as soon as you get off this presentation. So you can really ramp up your Google My Business use by taking advantage of these different features and functionalities. So Google Post is an update where you can showcase what's new and share seasonal offers. And I'll walk through how to do that, what exactly that looks like. Another recent update from Google is the ability to highlight the services that you offer. So if you're a roofer, you can add a significant amount of information related to your roofing service. If you offer siding, gutters, and so on, you can list that within your Google My Business listing and get a lot more information out to mobile users. You can text with prospective customers based on functionality through your Google My Business listing. You can add more links to your website, such as an appointment URL, and then you can show off your projects by adding photos and video to highlight what makes your business special. So let's get into it. We'll go through each of these, and based on my walkthrough of each of these, you'll be able to go back to your computer and do this yourself. So we'll start with the Google Post. And exactly what it looks like. So still using Hinkle Roofing as an example, you'll see here in the knowledge panel over on the right, what I've got outlined is a Google Post. And I'll ask you to just note the amount of real estate that Google Post is taking up. Consider the knowledge panel being given to you, and now if you create a Google Post, this additional amount of real estate is being given to you, as opposed to paying for that paid spot in the top left corner. So pretty good stuff, pretty powerful and free. So here's how you do it. So this is a snapshot from within your Google My Business admin console. You're going to click on the post option, and it's as simple as creating a Facebook post. You're going to first go select a picture, then you're going to add a message as it relates to the picture. You add a link. So for example, let's say it's a blog article. You just put that link to the blog article. If it's a promotion, you'd want a link to your homepage or maybe to your request an estimate page. And then you're going to choose a button type. And in this slide at the bottom, you'll see there's different button types such as reserve, sign up, buy, or get offer. And so different options associated with creating a Google Post. Once you've fed Google that information about your post, you get a little preview option, and you can see how that image looks along with the descriptive copy that you added, the button that you selected, in this case, a learn more. And if everything looks good, you're good to go. Hit publish. And what you'll end up doing if you do this consistently is get free views on pretty powerful content. And you'll see here highlighted, ballpark 500 views, and Google Posts last about 7 days. So it's a powerful way to take advantage of free real estate Google is giving to local businesses. Number 2, services. So here's where you can add more information about your business to your Google My Business listing, which in turn gets fed to your mobile visitors, or I should say mobile searchers interested in you, because what they're really doing is consuming that information all on the Google search results page within your Google My Business knowledge panel. And so the first screenshot just shows you how easy it is to add a section such as roofing, and then add an item such as asphalt shingles, metal roof would be another item, and then you add a description for each of those items. And then over on the right-hand side is a screenshot of what that would look like on a mobile visit to that knowledge panel. There's an option called menu, and when you mouse over that, you get all that detailed information across your different services, roofing, siding, windows, and so on. Messaging. So from a messaging standpoint, what we're talking about is literally texting with your prospective customers. And within your Google My Business listing, there's an option called messaging, and it's just a simple setting to turn it on. Input a phone number from which you want to receive those text conversations. And I have highlighted here or circled here, response time less than 5 minutes. The idea of speed is very important. It's a recurring theme when we talk to our customers, because it's not, speed is important across not just your website and how quickly it responds to people visiting it. The mobile version of your website needs to be fast, but then if you utilize this feature, you need to be fast. So if somebody does reach out to you from a mobile device and starts a text conversation with you, Google's watching, Google's timing, and then this becomes a competitive differentiator, because on your Google search results page, Google will say this business responds in less than 5 minutes. So that's going to have an impact on your conversion rates. Somebody on a mobile device is certainly going to want to talk to somebody that responds in less than 5 minutes versus somebody who responds in under an hour, because speed is the name of the game today. And so on the front end, here's what it looks like. On that knowledge panel, there will be an option that says message, and somebody on a mobile device can just click that. And again, just highlighting typically responds in a few minutes. That's a very powerful element of your Google My Business listing in terms of what Google presents. And then you can be in the middle of a text conversation based on turning that setting on, based on interacting with prospective clients over text in a quick manner, and it's another way for people to connect with you. So take advantage of it, test it. Real easy to turn it on, turn it off, and if you get to features like this before your competitors, certainly a competitive differentiator. And then here's a screenshot of where within your Google My Business listings you can drill into your insights report and see how people are interacting with you through your Google My Business listing, all the way from chat to phone calls to requesting directions and to actually visiting your website through your Google My Business listing. So interesting, right? That 3 of the 4 listed here have nothing to do with your website. And that's an example of what I mean about your digital footprint. There's your digital anchor of your Google My Business listing, there's your website, but there's other aspects beyond your website that consist of your digital footprint. Moving on to number 4, in the appointment link. Not as a huge of an impact as these other functionalities that I've walked you through, but still an example of Google saying, hey, I think my customers would like this, let me add it, which gives you the ability to add yet another link and take advantage of this free offering of using more real estate that Google is giving away. And so this is what it looks like within your knowledge panel. Yep, that original button up there takes people to your website, but Google adds this appointment area. So if you populate it with the address to your homepage, or maybe to request a quote or contact us page, just another option to add more information about your business. Real easy to do within the info section of your Google My Business listing. Just add that link of where you want that appointment URL to point to, and it's as easy as that. Rounding it out at number 5 with video. This is a fairly recent addition to Google My Business, and it's hiding within the photo section. But if you navigate to the photo section of your Google My Business listing, you'll see a new category called video. And just like you would add a photo to your Google My Business listing, you can upload video. The video shouldn't be more than 30 or 40 seconds long. Google does have a maximum duration, and this is what it looks like when somebody drills into your knowledge panel and looks at the photos. You see photos just as they've always been, but mixed in with those photos are video. And if you've got existing video, this is a great way to mix it up with your photos and just get more brand recognition out there, utilizing either existing video content or creating very brief video from your phone when you're out in the field, kind of showing off, an assessment of a roof inspection or some other aspect of the service that you provide. Very powerful.
All right, so before we continue on, I wanted to jump in here and ask what you've learned so far, and if you have any questions for Jeff, you can go ahead and put them in the question box. As you can see, there's a lot you can do on your own to manage your Google My Business listing, but sometimes it's important to hire an expert for help. If you're wondering how partnering with an expert like Surefire Local can help you perfect your online presence and make sure your digital marketing is working as hard as you do, we're offering one-on-one calls with our digital marketing experts so that you can get advice on your unique situation. We're scheduling these calls for next week on Tuesday and Thursday. The poll is now open for you to pick a time. If neither of those days work for you, just please email me to pick a time, and we will help pick that out and pick a time that works for you. Also, once we close up the poll, take a look at the handout section of your webinar control panel. You will find the Surefire's Guide to Google My Business. It covers everything that Jeff is discussing today. So take a second here to answer the poll, and then we will let Jeff get back to his presentation. All right, we're closing up the poll, and Jeff, you can take it away again.
All right. So I've got a secret to share, and this is also in the context of your digital footprint how Google is evolving, and how I want you as a business owner to kind of understand where we are today with all that's going on from a digital standpoint. So that secret is that your website's homepage is no longer your quote-unquote homepage. And here's what I mean by that. If we step back and ask a question, what exactly does Google want? And the answer is Google wants a good experience for its customers, which are people searching. And as I mentioned, it's all about mobile, based on that's the predominant way people are searching. It's about speed, whether it's the speed of that mobile-based website, whether it's the speed in which you respond to somebody through your Google My Business messaging functionality. And then it's about quality. Is your business name accurate across as many different online directories as possible? Is all the information associated with your business address, your business name, address, phone number, or NAP information as we call it, is it accurate and is it consistent? All that factors in to Google then pushing you up in the rank because it has confidence that you're going to provide a good experience for its customers. That's what Google wants. And another way to kind of look at this is, how does Google work? And there are 200 some odd ranking factors, and nobody knows what all 200 are. However, Google does share some of them with us and has shared what the top 2 to 3 are. So here, if you've got to guess, think about it. But here's what those top 2 to 3 are. It's content. No surprise there. If you're a roofer, your website should be about roofing and different aspects of roofing. Links are important. That was true yesterday and it's true today. And an example of that is, if you are a roofer, having a link from the manufacturing website, such as GAF, is an example of a link from one related website to your website, and the type of website. National brand has some prominence. That's an example of a good link to your website. Links can vary from related to the industry to related to you locally, but a healthy collection of links is today still an important aspect of being considered a high quality website. And then this third one is called Rank Brain, which is another element of how Google evaluates a website and a business, and in establishing where your position would be on a search results page. And it is essentially artificial intelligence. And how that is playing into the overall ranking and where you place strategy is it has to do with user engagement. And with user engagement, I'm going to get into this, but we're expanding away from your website into how people are engaging with your business across your digital footprint, because it's not just about your website anymore. So different elements of your digital footprint, as mentioned, are your website, but also your social sites, and then the activity that's going on in those social sites. Are you creating content on your Facebook page? When you create that content, is there interaction with that content? Are people liking it? Are people sharing it? And then work your way across the different social sites, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and so on. So you want to establish that element of your digital footprint. Directory listings. I'd mentioned having consistent NAP information, business name, address, and phone number. Is that well within your grasp as far as having it controlled, managed, locked down, so there can't be any mistakes across your NAP information? And then reviews. So we mentioned, this qualitative or reputation aspect of your business, which has nothing to do with your website. So whether it's on Google, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's on Yelp or other third-party review sites, how many do you have? What is your star rating? And then how consistently are you getting reviews? These are all elements, not a definitive list, but these are examples of the makeup of your digital footprint and how you as a business owner need to understand that it's no longer about your website and how your website ranks. It's about how you are understanding, managing, and cultivating your digital footprint across all these different points and more. So one of the challenges that you have is, how do I get my arms around it? How can I simplify my life, my marketing, so that I can see how my digital footprint is doing? So you can do that through the Surefire Local Marketing Cloud. We have this for all our customers, and we wire up the Surefire Local Marketing Cloud to 70 plus different data sources that represent each and every one of our clients' digital footprints, so that not only do we have insight into how it's performing, but so do our clients. 24/7 ability to log in, single username and password to get access to 70 plus different data sources. You can log in here to see your Google My Business reviews. You can log in here to see your Yelp reviews, as opposed to then having to pick your way across each of those sites to log in, see what's going on. It all rolls up here into a single sign-on, single dashboard. And you can get an idea real easy based on the accumulated star ratings across those review sites, through word cloud, seeing what the sentiment is in terms of how people are talking about you through those reviews. And then even more powerful is the roll-up of these reviews in a single place, again, whether it's Google, whether it's Yelp, whether it's Facebook, and then have the ability to reply all in one spot. So that's pretty powerful stuff. But that's not all. So, I take you through this presentation to kind of show you where we are with Google, how it is adding new features at an unprecedented rate. And so at this part of the presentation, I want to give you a little insight into where we're just scratching the surface ourselves with additional functionality and where Google is going. And just to kind of wrap up the one secret, the thing to understand is that because mobile is so important, because Google My Business is expanding with the features and functionality, because you can get so much information about your business into your Google My Business knowledge panel, that for a mobile visitor, do they need to visit your website anymore? Not really, because there's enough information there for them to evaluate you, to contact you, to learn about you, all within your knowledge panel. So that's another important takeaway of why your Google My Business listing is so important. So here's more. Here's more that's coming. And so one thing to understand is UGC, which stands for User-Generated Content. And we've touched upon some of these elements, but also associated with your Google My Business listing, we'll get into some additional functionality. But types of user-generated content you've encountered before. So they're pictures, in addition to reviews, but people reviewing you with a picture of their new roof. People giving you a good review about their new replacement windows that have been installed, and not just saying nice things about you, but including a picture. Video, not only can you add video, but so can people reviewing you. Examples of just richer user interactions with your business. And then we've got things like answers to questions about a business. And this is the ability for people to pose a question, for people to provide the answer, but it's also an opportunity for you to pose a question and provide an answer, or to provide an answer to a question that's posted to your knowledge panel. It's real new, so the ability to know when something has been posted as a question is not automated today. We expect it to be automated and easier for you to know somebody has posted a question, but for now, you just need to be vigilant and keep an eye out. And also be aware that Google is encouraging people to do things like give reviews, add pictures, answer questions about a business, pose questions, and interact with those questions and answers in the form of awarding points and levels. So Google is gamifying this and really is outsourcing the whole evaluation of a local business. So again, this is why it's important for you to be on top of your Google My Business listing, be on top of how Google thinks and how Google wants to provide a good experience for its customers, and how Google feels about you, that you are very important because it's what Google's customers are looking for. They're looking for you. They're looking for local. They're looking for local businesses and services. So all of this is a powerful tool for you to be aware of and to use. So a little bit more on the questions and answers. So here's what we're talking about, right? So whether it's somebody coming in, they just have a general question, they can just fill it out in this box that's highlighted. Google comes back and says, yep, your question was posted to the community, right? Not necessarily to you, but it's going to put it out there for anybody to see and give anybody a chance to answer that question. And on the right side of the screen, I just show an example of where the business went ahead, saw the question, and provided the answer. So are you open late any days during the week? The business responds and says, yep, we're open until 6 on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, and until 7 on Monday and Thursday. That answers the question, and then somebody gave it a thumbs up. So this is a prime example of user-generated content. A user posed the question. Business answered the user's question. Somebody liked it. Small example, but you can see where this is going and how this can be powerful to you, because this is where Google is evaluating businesses. So, from a but wait, there's more standpoint, this is another feature that is in, we'll call it beta right now, meaning we're seeing it in some parts of the country, in some verticals, not in the home improvement space, but the ability to add a booking functionality through your Google My Business listing. So again, from that standpoint of do people on mobile really need to go to your website to interact with you, to contact you, to make an appointment? This is where we're heading. And I'll walk you through, this is an example where in Seattle, and most of the betas are on the West Coast, and we're dealing with a yoga company with this booking functionality. I'll walk you through it, but understand this is where we're heading for all parts of the country and for various verticals. So as I step you through each of these screenshots, you'll see here is pretty robust from the standpoint of you've got some calendaring functionality where you can pick a day, you can pick a time, you can pick a particular service that's associated with this yoga company. They've got the rates in there, and real easy to sign up, pay, and then you're booked and you're ready to go. So I hope that was some good information, not only that you can take in and implement now, but also gives you a heads up on where we're going with Google My Business, and that you understand what an important tool and competitive differentiator it can be for you.
Great. Thank you so much, Jeff. So before we do some questions, I'd like to offer the audience one more opportunity to have a one-on-one call for an expert analysis of your current digital marketing situation. Please take a second to answer the poll. It's now open. We're scheduling calls for next week on Tuesday and Thursday, or you can choose to have us email you if neither of those times work for you. So while everyone's taking a second there to answer the poll, we had a few questions come through, so we can answer those now. The first one was, how long does it take to post reviews, and why don't all reviews get posted?
At least from Google's standpoint, it's pretty immediate. If somebody creates a review on your business, it should show up immediately. If you're experiencing not all reviews are displaying, Google does have guidelines, but they're pretty liberal, meaning unless it's really offensive, it's going to show up. Contrast that with other third-party review sites. Yelp, for example, has much more strict review guidelines, and sometimes those reviews can get suppressed if it's from somebody who is leaving their first review on Yelp, but that's not the case on Google.
Great. The next one we have is, what is the best way to help people find my business in major cities surrounding it instead of just in the city of physical address?
So that's a great question. One of the main challenges of how to be found based on how Google is evolving, but the easiest thing is to have a physical location. So, if you're a service area business, you want to focus on winning in your own backyard, which means where you're physically located. Then you want to expand out to the surrounding areas and demonstrate that you are relevant in a service area. And the way to do that is a couple ways. So one is on your website to essentially have a page dedicated to towns where that are an important part of your service area. Secondly, you want to create content that demonstrates that you work in a particular town that's a part of your service area. For our customers, we employ a tool called GeoJuice, which allows our clients to show off projects by taking a picture, adding a description to the picture, publishing it to their website. It gets geotagged, and that geotagging communicates directly to Google that this content was created in this particular part of a service area, and therefore shows relevance to a wider service area beyond your physical location.
Great. All right, so we will move on to the Google Home Mini winner, close up the poll, and today's lucky recipient of the Google Home Mini is Kevin Pratt. Congratulations, Kevin. Please email marketing@surefirelocal.com with your full shipping address, and we will get that to you ASAP. So huge thanks to Jeff and to all of you for taking the time out of your day to join us. We hope you learned something new and look forward to seeing you online at our upcoming webinars. We actually have one coming up next week on Thursday, May 10th. We have Bob Sheehan helping us. He's going to help us talk about digital marketing and how to get through it with your busy schedules. So you can sign up by going to our website or even let us know on here and we will get you registered. And also please take a minute to fill out the survey at the end and let us know how we did today and what topics you would like to hear about in the future. We love checking out the topics you suggest when we plan our webinar schedule. Thank you and have a great day.